Budgeting for emergency funds. Emergency funds are considered to be a necessity as far as financial security is concerned, since it can provide one with financial resources that one can resort to and depend on when an emergency arises, such that when one is sick and have the burden of paying huge medical bills, or unexpected home or major car repair. When one has no emergency fund, one can be obliged to acquire debt on your credit card that might take several years to repay with interest that would later cost so much more. However, by putting an extra $30 to $50 every month in an individual emergency savings account, one can be secured with what emergency the future may bring. In doing this, it is recommended that one regards the emergency fund as an additional bill, to be punctually paid each month. Yes, one can and should budget and allocate the extra money for emergency fund, as this is very significant when one refers to his financial future. Here, the goal is to create savings from budgeting your income. The emergency savings should ideally be equal to at least 3 months your living expenditures. What's important is that you should steadily put a certain amount of money aside, and only use it for real emergencies. Not like an investment, the success of one's long-term savings funds does not really count on the amount of return or interest, but on placing a fixed amount of money away constantly and steadily so to have immediate access to it at all times. In spite of one's financial status, the initial step in the process of constructing an emergency fund is by knowing where your money is presently being consumed or spent. When one recognizes and determines where one's earnings are spent, then it will be easy for one to choose and make a decision where to trim down expenses. In other words, budget. Budgeting is putting or setting aside money for anticipated and unanticipated future use. It is here that one sets up a goal so as to save. So set an emergency fund as your goal. Checking, savings, money market accounts and certificates of deposits are great places to keep one's cash that might be needed on quick notice. The amount saved from budgeting can either go to your savings goal, emergency fund, or both. One could utilize the money saved from budgeting financial expenses by saving half of it to your savings account and half of it for emergencies. This way, you achieve your goals in savings and at the same time put in funds for emergency use. It's your choice.